You today? Welcome to another awesome episode. So we have to finish up working on the beds that we started yesterday. I can see that they are good. They survived. The transplants are still looking strong. So remember, we didn't finish transplanting the eggplants. We still need to finish up. There are some left in that container right there. So I'm going to, then there's more we have to grow. The three containers, there are only three. We only managed to do three this time round. So we'll be able to fill the other containers as we go on. So how are you today? How are you today? So I want to do companion planting of the eggplant and garlic. And I have some garlic. Some of the buds have already started like showing signs of growth, so that is good. So I know once we like plug them in all around the container, they will be good. So let me get the garlic and we can start. How are you? So we got to 90 nights 53. So glad, so happy that we are able to come this far. 90 nights 53. Welcome, welcome. So got the garlic here. And by the way, the other garlic in containers is looking good. So you see, this is the state of the garlic. These ones, I know once we plug them in and they get some water, they'll be good. So what I want to do is to distribute them. Our container is still wet, good. Today we did not get any rain, so it was good that we did some deep watering. The spacing for garlic is quite small. I think you don't even need to do some big holes, and because it is soft, okay, let me try and move our sweet we have to work on this sweet potato soon. So that you can manage to get more sweet potatoes in our garden. So I hope you can, yes, you can see well. So I want to open up this other, this one has already started growing also. Then the spacing for garlic, it doesn't need that much space, so we can plug in lots of garlic. By the time the eggplant is shooting up and the garlic is shooting up, will be good, because you can also enjoy the, as you wait. For some, you can leave them for longer so that you can get the bulb, because garlic takes a long time. Takes quite a long time. For the eggplants, I know in 2.5-3 months at least we should be seeing some eggplants, but for garlic it takes longer. But then the good thing is that you can you can cut the greens and enjoy. Then you can leave some that even if you don't harvest them, you will get garlic. So as long as I maintain the moisture, that is good. Today it did not rain. Yesterday we had some little rain just before I went live. Today the sky I can see, at least we can see the stars. My camera is not that strong for me to point up. But you're working towards that. So normally when I'm planting garlic, I've just removed, I hope you can see well, you know, my lighting. I'm trying to check why is it that when if I hold it, you can be able to see well. Let me just open it. You will find a nice spot as we go on. Lots of sweet potato hips right there. I want to see if I come to this side. So I don't peel the garlic. I've just removed the loose outer cover, but then the individual bulbs are covered, and I normally don't remove that cover. I just leave it like that. And nothing much more to be done. So those are 4. And by the way, the covers, I will just spread them on the containers. There's a day I harvested lots of onions. And so I just went around collecting the covers, and that is what I distributed, especially if you have, but then you have not seen the cabbage. And we need to start more cabbage seeds. If you have like the brassicas, these onion covers, you just go and like spread them around the containers or your raised bed with the brassicas, because they help to keep the pests away. So like that. And our onions are looking good. Soon we should be transplanting them. And I wanted to leave some of this. Okay, so now this one is just the middle part. But then, okay, there are different methods of starting garlic. If I would have used water, I would have just placed the whole bulb like this, like in a top of a container, and then the roots will grow. Then you can divide the individual bulbs later. So what I'm trying is just to divide them without removing the covers. Some are big, some are small, but they will all grow. Then I told you I harvested we need to harvest more okra. I know today there is one that is ready for harvest again. Then I will show you the one that I harvested earlier. So the loose outer cover you can just remove like that. Hello, Love the Garden, Kumari Geleni. Hello, how are you? Thanks for tuning in to my night garden. Today I'm just growing some garlic. Yesterday I transplanted some eggplants during the night garden. So we have 3 containers. 1, 2, 3. Just right there. That one is another container. So I want to plant some garlic just around the eggplants to help keep the pests away. The transplants are looking quite strong. I did some deep watering yesterday after planting. So the excuse me, the soil is still wet. So the garlic like that. If the cover happens to come from one side, it is okay. I will still plant it. Then I can always use this cover to just cover the side. I will show you. We have some more. So I want to distribute them evenly to the small containers because I don't have any more garlic. Maybe as we continue on, I will get more garlic from the shop because these are just zero cost seeds. Most of the excuse me, most of the plants I have in my garden are from zero cost seeds. That was loud, huh? Most of the plants I have are from zero cost seeds, and by then they still grow well. But if it was commercial farming, definitely would have to look for more seed, and sometimes, most of the times, they are treated. These ones are not treated, but then this is just home gardening. And home gardening is so nice because you get to see the experience. You get to see the level of effort you'll have to put in to just get a harvest. If you're thinking of going into farming, like venturing into farming, like commercial farming later on, although the dynamics are so different. For home gardening, you're planting few crops. Then here I'm using zero cost seeds. If they are commercial seeds, they are so expensive. And then you would need lots of water because suppose you want to like grow garlic. Garlic farming is so profitable. But suppose you want to make money from garlic farming, you'd have to do like at least quarter an acre and upwards full of garlic for you to like what would you say, for you to like beat the economies of scale, because you can't plant a small area and then you take care of it, the garlic grows if it grows well, and then you harvest and sell. It won't be profitable because the area is too small. So for home gardening, basically it's just getting the experience and seeing how it is done. Once you get the experience, Now you can decide whether you want to go into commercial farming or not. But at least home gardening gives you a taste of what to expect if you want to venture into commercial farming. So I want to move you a little bit closer so that you can see how I'm going to distribute the garlic. That is much better. Yes, now you can see the transplants. Every container it has only four of the transplants, the eggplants, because I used this size, like I measured using this container. I saw that I would have 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and for these containers, I had one plant. So these other big containers can hold at least 4. So some are big, some are small. So I'll ensure that every container at least has a big size. I'll move you much closer so that you can see. Then this is really wide spacing for garlic. These containers can hold lots of bulbs. You have to be careful not to forget this last container. Small one. once I've distributed it like this, it's just pushing them in. Yes, like that. Let's see. So I'm not seeing any need to use the screw, and the soil is also wet because yesterday we did some deep watering. So let me get something. So I was looking for my small screw, but I could not find. Searching for it in the dark. Today I was just starting some other seeds late afternoon. So I'll just push them in like that. Good thing they have the cover. This one looks like it would make a very, I don't need a deep hole. just use this one because I don't know where the other one is. So as I'm pushing them in, this side goes down. This side that will grow, the rough side, it goes down. Then this side faces up. So for all of them, I think you can also place them lying down like this, but it would be faster for it to shoot up if you just push them down like this, standing instead of lying down. So remember how I did the experiment? How did I get this one? It must have been here. I did the experiment with the sugar cane. So it's good if it's just facing up. The plant finds it easy to shoot up faster. You see growth much earlier than when it is lying. Then by the way, I have not given you an update of the sugarcane for so long. You need to see the sugarcane today, I think today. So you push in the garlic first. So by the time the eggplant shoots up, the garlic also, the greens will have shot up also. So there'll not be a big issue about the eggplants covering the garlic, blocking the access to sunlight. The greens will have also shot up, so they will have access to the sun. So just like that. This one also, small piece. So this container is done. Let me see if you can see the other container well. So we move on to container 2. So we managed to like distribute how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a good number. The deep watering was good. Because the sun was hot today, by the way, in the afternoon. It started off a little bit cloudy, and then it got, the temperatures were much higher in the afternoon. So like that, small hole. That. That's good for container 2. So I have to move to container 3. We also plug in the garlic like that. So really looking forward to how it's going to look like once the garlic shoots up. I'll bring you much closer so that you can be able to see. If I try to hold the camera with one hand and do it, it will take even much longer. So let me just plug them in, then I bring you closer. Like that. Good. Yeah. So I've managed to, yes, distribute garlic. So let me see if I can move you closer to see. Aha, much better. So you see the white like that. Aha, good. So the transplants are looking strong, although I see that there's like a stranger that is targeting the leaves. You see this? This was not there yesterday. So I'll just keep an eye on them so that they can survive and give us eggplants for long. Let me first set you well, like that. Let me see if I can get a better angle for the lighting. Since I've finished plugging in the garlic, like that. Much better. So you can see the white that is peeping. Some of them had already started like shooting up, like this one. See, it's looking good. Then also the leaves here, you see there's a stranger who decided they want to taste the leaves, which means I should also remove this. We still have some, just a little bit more left to transplant, but we have more containers all round. So we still have some space to transplant some more. Then also these leftovers, you just throw them on top of the container. They are not dirt. This is not dirt. The leftovers are not dirt, by the way. If you had lots of them, you'd get a better picture, and they are so useful in just keeping the pests away. So once I do that, I know the stranger that wants to walk around and chew on the leaves will not come to the leaves anymore. So I want to give you an update of I want to show you the okra. And by the way, I told you that we have, those are beans. We have our chili. By the way, look at that. We have red chili. So finally, see? Because even if you harvest I've been harvesting the green, and then for the green you cannot harvest too many that you cannot finish too much. You can't harvest so many because they tend to get soft, and when they're green you want them nice and crunchy. You don't want them like soft, nice and crunchy. So I've been harvesting green, but you cannot harvest and store them for long. But now finally, look at that. We have nice chili. But I wanted to show you the sugarcane. Let's see whether I will get to this other side. We have some here. Just a few had shot up. Some are still shooting up. Then now I want to show you the ones in the container as we go to the other side. As we go to the other side, those are our tomatoes. And before we get to the sugarcane, let's take a detour right here. Today I was just pouring some ash just around the bed. We are supposed to make some biochar, by the way. Once the wind blows and we get some rains, look at that. So that is good, and it's ready for harvest, by the way. So I noticed that there's some, because of the humidity, it becomes hot, then very light rains and high humidity, you notice that your leaves get affected. So sometimes this is a hack I use. I come and just spread ash. You know, when you spread ash like this, it means that you've covered, if there are any pests on the leaves, under the leaves, because I was spreading it on top and also under there, you cover them. Once you cover the body and they cannot like find a place to suck on the leaves, at least your leaves will be okay. And once it rains, the rain will just wash the ash, and then it will go down. And you know that ash also supplies the nutrients. Potash, it supplies nutrients which is beneficial for the okra. And also just amending the soil pH, because you know that here I use lots of salty water. So by using ash, at least I get to rectify that. And by the way, the sunflowers, before I get to the sugarcane, en route to the sugarcane, those are our sunflowers. Like really big and nice, Look at that. So finally they're going to look at that. They're about to open, Look at the size of the leaves, Like really, really big and nice, That was the first one that opened. And I've got sunflowers here and also the other side. We've never gotten to the other side where I have the bananas. As I'm still working on fruit trees in our garden. And I've not, did I show you the papaya seedlings? Let's see if we'll pass there. You get to see the seedlings. En route to the sugar cane. So all that is sunflower. Like look at that. The size of the it is attracted to the light. That insect is attracted to the light. Look at the size of the leaves. Really big. So I'm so happy because I know I'm getting some more free stakes to like support my plants, because once the plants become mature, you harvest and they're dry. This one, you know, you have plenty of support in the garden, because my capsicum needs support, by the way. I've covered them there because the birds are not giving me rest. There's one on top there. So let's see if we get to the sugar cane. So we pass this side. This is where I have many containers. I wanted to show you. These are the other sunflowers. Look at that. So my beautiful geranium there. So amazing. It's also another survivor in the garden, and so beautiful. So now we are going and I want to show you the look at that. So these ones are the ones we planted horizontally, and you see the way they have shot up so beautifully. Then that is another small container, and they're shooting up, by the way. There's a big difference because these ones were the ones these ones were in sand, huh? So for the sand they take much longer. That's why I settled on just using garden soil. Now these ones are the ones we planted vertically. Finally they are shooting up, and I need to do some watering again. And yesterday there was, and by the way it is not that dry, see. Finally they are shooting up. Yeah, but they have taken so long compared to using this other method. Taken too long. Then we have our, this is let me set you properly so that you can see. So our stats, this is cucumber. Next year we have the Swiss chard. We also have the beets and the cauliflower. So the cauliflower has not come up yet, but you see the cucumber is good, the Swiss chard is good, and also let me move it close. As I work with my solar light in the garden. The solar light is quite efficient. At least it can get to the farthest part of the garden where I don't have any socket. So let me just adjust this a little bit. Much better. Yes. So once again, it has flowers, but the plant is too small. So this will be like the third time I'm removing flowers. It's in such a hurry. Let's see if I turn it like this. So that you see the flowers. It's in a hurry. So you have to remove all the flowers so that it can focus on growing fast. And I also spread some ash on it, and also the leaves, so at least you get to cover if there are any pests on the leaves, and you spread some ash, you cover their body. They don't survive. So the plant keeps growing. You remember how it was looking, and now it's much better. So now I need to add the support. Remember we did the DIY, so I will add it since I don't need to carry it to the garden because I'm using the solar light. Now I will add the support and just let it now start. I will tie the strings around. By then I'm just using the DIY nets. You will see So we have to work on that. If not this week, next week we have to work on that. We can't push it any further so that we can start training it to go high up, even if it is insisting on flowering. Then we have our radish. Looking really good also. Don't know if you can see. Down there. Then the other garlic in containers. This is garlic, the one we started. So that is how far we have come. Looking good. Radish looking good. So our night garden generally has been a plus. And whether the beans, you remember the beans? Right there. We still have some few sugarcane sets to prepare. There are some standing in water. There are some on the table. So I've just started. I wanted to demonstrate another method of just how to work on them. Wow, look at that. So now these leaves, you see what is happening? So that is why sometimes there's need to come and just support them. If I can tie them together, like hold them together like this, so that they stop, because you see it's down on the concrete. But good thing is that the plant is looking strong and nice. So that is it for 90 Nights 53. We continue growing in the garden. Wow. So at least we've finished working on the garlic. I've given you an update. I've shown you the okra, the sunflower. Then I will give you more updates as we continue growing in the garden. So happy we got to 90 Nights 53. So let's meet again for 90 Nights 54, and that is bye. Thank you, Love the Garden Kumari Yelineni. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye. See you 90 Nights 54.